Today on Life to the Max, we are going behind the scenes of reality TV. The Minneapolis-St. Paul market is home to a handful of those do-it-yourself shows. With so many homes here with a lot of character and young homeowners, there's plenty of material. And this show is all about taking what's old and making it new again.
Coming up on Rehab Addict. Water. I'm ready to create a dazzling new living space in the basement, but first I have to make sure it stays dry. Then I can get going on the finishing work.
I have nothing better to do but stain wood.
She is a force to be reckoned with.
Son of a beehive digger.
Complete with personality.
Today I'm just gonna bust this all out.
Big plans and power tools.
My name is Nicole, and I'm addicted to rehab.
Never mind that Nicole Curtis is barely 100 pounds and just a few inches past the 5-foot mark.
The show really just follows my life as a single mom, an investor, a real estate agent, interior designer.
She's got a lot going on. We followed along on a typical shoot day, today in the backyard of her 100-year-old home.
I'm making the old carriage doors into room dividers and new walls in my basement. So it's just, everything can always be reused, it's just a bit of modification. So that's what we're doing today.
So we want to get rid of this door.
The creative ideas have always been there. It's the TV thing that's relatively new. The DIY network picked it up just a couple of years ago after she made her pitch.
He looked at me and he's like, "What do you do?" And I said, "Well, I take and I restore old houses. Everything that somebody else is going to tear down, I save." He's like, "Okay, but where's all your crew and everything?" I'm like, no, I go in there and I do all the work myself.
And there was a lot of work to be done. The historic homes that were once the pride of a neighborhood are in a condition most would consider ready for the wrecking ball. It's another reason Rehab Addict is a little different than your typical remodel show.
It actually follows the correct timeline in my real life. So we can't do a kitchen in, 22 minutes. Our season is 13 episodes, and it actually takes about a year to film versus a couple months with every other kind of show. Like if the desk was here or something.
Last season, the focus centered around this 1916 4,000 square foot 5-bedroom home on Minnehaha Creek in the Minneapolis Tangletown neighborhood.
This wrinkle here and here and here and here has Minnehaha written all over it.
The changes took months, but they are dramatic. Not crazy, since Nicole wants them to fit the history of the home.
I'm not going to put a new product in a house. You didn't have granite countertops in 1904, so there's not going to be granite countertops in any of my projects.
This season, it gets even more personal.
I practice what I preach, and I live in a really old house. I live in a 1904 home in Uptown, and the projects have been piling up here because I've been working on all these houses. So really with this season, we focused on the reality is I bought this home 4 years ago, did a complete renovation of it. But with old houses, every single day something's breaking, something needs repair. And so we're really working on doing some key elements on my own home.
So this wall is going to come down?
This wall right here is going to come down because it's just, this fire, and we're going to try to clean up this brick here because it's just kind of hidden back here in this little tiny room. So I think if we open up this wall, you're going to be able to see it from everywhere.
Even though it may not look like much right now, Nicole's basement will be transformed on TV.
I love that it's not your typical like A to B makeover show.
Matt Schaefer is the supervisor story producer for Rehab Addict. He's used to the twists and turns a remodel takes.
Yeah, nothing's cookie cutter. It's pretty much like how can we take what we have left over from the last project and turn it into something new for the next project.
More than anything, I really want to do an antique piece down in this basement. I'm just not a person for new anything.
They are lessons Nicole's learned from the get-go. She grew up in Detroit in a family that loved looking at things in a different way.
I grew up in a really handy family. We never had outside people come in and do any kind of work. My mom is the original do-it-yourselfer. She painted, she does plumbing, she does this, she does that. So it was just something I grew up with. I had no idea that, when I got in my 20s or something, people would be looking at me like, girls don't do that.
There have been a lot of ups. Today was absolutely wonderful.
She makes it look easy, but you can also see it isn't.
The entire guts of this house had to be taken out. We've already put all this money to update all the plumbing, and I don't think any of it's right.
It's okay to make mistakes.
Oh, mistakes are fun, yeah. I would not be where I'm at today if I didn't make any mistakes, because life is too easy when you don't make mistakes, and it's a little bit boring. So on my show, they always see my mistakes. I don't want to look picture perfect all the time on camera. I want it to go exactly how I am. Some days it's a little too real because I'm like, oh.
Nicole admits she gets emotionally attached to these old homes, and that's okay. She wants anyone that watches to look at old in a new way.
We definitely live in a throwaway society. I grew up, my family had a garbage business, so we reused everything. Everyone else's trash, it's a saying, you know, somebody else's, junk is your treasure. No, I mean, that's how I grew up, and that's how I still am.
I didn't refinish the antique bar because there are certain things, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And this was just gorgeous. I loved that some of it was worn off. It's a little got some wear and tear, and I can only imagine how many drinks have been slid across this rail.
You can catch Nicole's work throughout the week on the DIY Network.
For more information on Life to the Max, go to our website at lifetothemax.tv.